Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Facebook Live event. I'm joined by my colleagues, Rosalia.
Yes, Rosalia. I was waiting.
Yes.
Hi.
So today we're talking about 50 reasons you want to be at the McGill SCS Job Fair. So for those of you who are students or alumni, this job fair is for you, where employers are coming especially to recruit you as SCS talent. So we really hope to see you there.
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about reasons you want to be there. So we developed 50 reasons. So because we only have 30 minutes today, we've prepared all the 50 reasons on pieces of paper, so we have no idea which one is which, and we're just going to kind of pick at random and talk about them. Good. Right now we're putting in the link to the registration as well, so you're more than welcome to register right away if you haven't done so. And we also have the list, the full 50 list, underneath the registration link. So if there's a reason that you're curious as to why we chose it, please feel free in the comments to ask us to talk about the number that you're interested in. So I think we'll get started. I don't know, do I start left or right? Let me see. Let me see.
No.
Oh, last one.
Let's see. Oh, this one's fun. Reason number 7, a free caffeine fix. So we're really happy that My Little Cup will be at our career fair, our job fair, and they have great selections of coffee, and they will be there to keep your caffeine going, your fix, so that way you can meet employers, meet other folks, you can network, and you can have some really great coffee.
Is it free?
It is.
Okay, that's the best
all
part.
Included. It is. It's a free caffeine fix. Thank you for asking. And so make sure you mark your calendar. Don't be late and get your caffeine with us.
Fantastic. Thank you.
That's a good one. That's a good one. It was a fun one. Should
have gotten a bigger bowl. Okay.
That's all right. We're good.
There we go.
I'm going to go over here. Reason number 23. Uncover emerging industries. I like this one because sometimes we have a fixed idea of what we want to do and where we want to do it and what kind of industry. But sure, any job fair, the goal is to get a job. That's the ultimate goal, but there are so many others. Here's a good one. You might talk to employers there in industries you didn't even know existed, or in industries that have changed due to technology or other reasons. And you have the opportunity to talk to these employers one-on-one. So this is one of the wonderful benefits of going to our SCS Job Fair.
It sure is. All right. Reason number 3.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to stop at you for a moment.
Working up to it.
Oh, this is great. Reason number 8, practice your interview skills. So leading up to the job fair, we will also have workshops that will help prepare you. And this will culminate at the job fair, where you get the opportunity to really practice letting people know who you are, chatting with them, and also not just going up to somebody as a recruiter, hi, I want a job, but just to chat with somebody a little bit more informally, get to know them, understand what they're looking for, and also show your best self. And this is a great way for you to highlight that and polish yourself off. So make sure that they get to know you and your best qualities, and also what you have to offer without overtly advertising it. It's a great time to practice. Number 8, practice your interview skills.
Nice. Reason number 5.
All right, what do we have here? Oh, actually, I'll take this one because it fell.
Okay.
Number 25, opportunity to be proactive. I know from personal experience, in times I've been unemployed or underemployed, because I have been both, that even though we have all these ideas of the things, I'd want to say today I want to achieve this and this, but it's very easy to get just a little lethargic, and you kind of start maybe thinking the jobs are going to come to you somehow. You've sent some CVs and you're just waiting for people to get back to you. Well, here's an opportunity to be proactive. By going to a job fair, it's much less passive, of course, than just sending your CV. You have the opportunity to engage with employers, and this makes you proactive. And people who are proactive and who remain in the brain of employers are much more likely to get employed than by just sending a CV where they haven't seen you or met you. This is really your opportunity to make your mark and get out there. So number 25, go be proactive.
Cool. And just remember to look at the list of reasons on our website, and feel free to shoot us some numbers. Okay, I might as well. I might as well join the fun. There we go. Practice your interview skills. Oh man, how many of you have messed up an interview? I know I've messed up a few.
Oh, I certainly have.
Yourself? Yeah.
It's happened once or twice.
Yeah. But practice is key. The more you get comfortable being interviewed, the more you get comfortable asking not only the standard questions, but hearing the different types of questions that might come your way, the better you'll perform in an interview. So during a job fair, you have a wonderful opportunity to talk to recruiters. They'll want to get to know you. They'll ask you that standard question. So tell me about yourself. It's a great way to practice how you're going to respond to that question. So interview practice is key.
I think what's cool with that is you also get the chance to ask them questions. So you also get to show the depth and breadth that you have by asking them some questions. It's a good time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. Let's switch it up. Back to you.
Okay, we're going to go with this one. Number 21, further develop your value proposition. If you've come to any CATS workshop, you already know what value proposition means, and you've already worked on your value proposition. We can't stress the importance of this enough. First, let me define what it is. So your value proposition is close to what your elevator speech might be. So it's you defining yourself and what you bring, what you could potentially bring of value to an organization, to an employer. And it's a succinct yet comprehensive way of describing yourself. And it encompasses a lot. What makes you unique? What soft skills you have? What experience you have? Education. You put that all together, and this is your value proposition. Now, this is not as simple as it might sound. And the more you work at it and you really think, what am I about? The better your value proposition will be. So what we do often in our workshops is we say, consider all these things. So write them all down first before you're thinking, I'm going to write my value proposition, and start with, okay, what are my values, my core values? Whittle the list down to 3. What are the soft skills I have? Whittle that down to 5 or 6 soft skills. What do people say about me? What would my colleagues say about me if they were to describe me at work? Those are the things you want to use, the positive things that you want to use. What do friends and family say about me? What motivates me at work? Am I motivated by teamwork? Am I motivated by achieving something from beginning to end? You take all of these variables together, you sit with it for a while, and then you come up with a value proposition, and then test it out. Ask your friends, let me read this to you. Does this sound like me? Is this a good summary of me? And is it a little bit creative, a little bit out of the box, a little bit unique so that you stand out? So I cannot stress enough the importance of having a value proposition that then you can write on your LinkedIn, and certainly when you meet employers at our job fair, to actually use it and practice it in person.
Wow, great. Fantastic.
Well, thank you. Oh, I like this one. Number 4, challenge yourself to do something new. And I think this one also speaks to one that you said earlier about being proactive. I feel that if we look for new challenges, then we are able to feel a sense of accomplishment. And sometimes the simple sake of getting dressed to go to a job interview is super scary or intimidating, or the thought of networking. And if you challenge yourself in this situation as an opportunity versus a negative, it's a really positive way to get yourself out. And the challenge might be, I'm going to meet 2 new students, let's say, or 2 new folks at the fair, and I'm going to meet 4 employers. Because it's complicated to expect you're gonna expect that you'll have time for every single booth. And if you can really say to myself, I'm going to challenge myself to have a great conversation with four exhibitors, then you'll feel a sense of accomplishment, and you'll also get a great understanding of what that company has to offer. Maybe in preparing for this, you'll jot down some questions you want to ask, or you can also listen to what people are talking about around you, so you have an idea of how you can jump into a conversation, or how you can introduce yourself and see how you can fit into a conversation. That's for if you're meeting new folks. And I really enjoy the idea of challenging yourself to do something new, because it's not given that it'll be an easy thing to go and meet a whole bunch of new people. This way, you know that when you leave, you get some free coffee, and you also have left your mark within yourself, feeling proud that you've accomplished something. I think this is a really good one.
Yeah, it's a very good one. It's a very good one. And it goes back to being proactive as well, right? So the job isn't going to come to you. So the more you expose yourself to employers and opportunities, the closer you are to that next dream job that you have.
Yeah.
Oh, this way.
Okay. Ooh, I always
Put that back in there.
Okay. I like there's two, so I get to choose. But we just did that one. So we're going to go with number 6. Connect with industry leaders. I guess if you ask yourself the question, we don't know who goes to job fairs. So it could be people in HR, and sometimes it is. Sometimes, though, it's hiring managers. And sometimes if it's a smaller company, it could be people who help run the company. You just don't know. But how often do you have the opportunity to meet industry leaders, either because the company is a company that's new or leading on the market? How many opportunities do you have to go speak to them outside of an interview? And if you send a CV, we know the realities of your chances of being called for an interview. And I don't mean to be negative like that, but you'll have obviously a greater opportunity to talk to people if you're actually there and they're in front of you. It's we're bringing the audience to you. We're facilitating all that. You just have to show up and try something new and be proactive. So connect with industry leaders, both as industry, so a company you might have been interested in learning more about, they're there, or connect with industry leaders, the human beings themselves who will be there, available for the explicit point, for the whole idea that they're there to talk to you. Their time all day from 1 to 6 is to be available to you, to answer your questions, to have conversations. So definitely a wonderful opportunity to connect with industry leaders.
Fantastic. All right, so I will pick one. On the bottom here. Create your perfect pitch. So this is similar to the value proposition, I think. And sometimes you're looking for different types of positions. So let's say you have a background in both accounting and finance, and you meet a company that has an accounting position. Obviously, you wouldn't give them the same value proposition and the same pitch as you would for finance. You'd have to switch it up. So your perfect pitch really is about targeting what you say to employers based off of the need that they have. So if an employer gives you a list of different profiles or different positions that they're looking for, and you know that you have so many skills that actually fit into that, you have to modify your pitch to fit that need. So practicing your perfect pitch is definitely something you want to learn how to do after you've developed your value proposition, right? So you list all those skills that you have, you list the things that people say about you, right? And depending on the company and the culture and what they offer, you're able to pick and choose what you say about yourself and define yourself. So practice your pitch.
It's a great point. It's something I forgot to say, that it's not static. When you develop your value proposition or your perfect pitch, when you're growing something, as Valerie mentioned, this will be modified, will change. It could change with time. It could change with the industry that you're looking to work in. It could change because you've discovered something new about yourself. So there's definitely not static. It's something you keep working on.
And what I like about the perfect pitch practice is that it also allows you to be a multi-dimensional person, right? We don't expect you to just have one like or one desire. And so different companies are seeking different things, as you mentioned, but you yourself as a unique individual, you have different passions, and you have different streams maybe of education and experience that you are also equally interested in working in. So your pitch evolves around who you are. So your authenticity is really key, because we'll feel that in your pitch, right? As well as your value proposition. So being your most authentic self is really good.
And we have a question I see. Nellie writes, is the SCS Job Fair for McGill students only? So it is developed for SCS, that is School of Continuing Studies students. And companies who are coming know that that's who they are going to meet. However, if you're not a student and you're interested, one way you can get involved is by volunteering. Certainly if you're volunteering, you wouldn't be volunteering all day, and you would have the opportunity to then meet with the companies, for example. So that's one way that you could be involved. if that's something that interests you, you can email us at cats@mcgill.ca, and one of us will get back to you. But that's one way.
Perfect. Sure. Great. Let's move on to the next question.
Thanks for the question, and you can ask us more about our numbers as we go along, right? Thank you. I like your idea of going to the bottom. Let's see. Started from the bottom now with let's see. Let us see. Oh yeah, number 29 I think is everyone's favorite. Meet potential employers. So when you are coming to our job fair, don't be put off if certain employers are saying they're not currently recruiting. It just means that they're also maybe looking for future candidates. But a lot of our people, a lot of our companies that are coming are definitely looking to fill certain positions. So with that in mind, make sure that you come prepared, that you are ready, not just mentally, but also how you are, how you seem. Your presentation matters, because this could be your first impression of meeting your potential new employer. And be yourself. I feel like that's a really nice way to keep circling back to that. If you have questions, be naturally inquisitive, and then get the chance to shake their hand, ask those questions, and be pleasant enough to stay top of mind. That's really the goal in potentially meeting a new employer, is staying top of mind. And there's no better place really than registering for the job fair and making sure that you're there, because you want to make sure you take advantage of all of these opportunities. And one of the best things that can come from it is employment, whether it's something you love to do, or whether it's an opportunity to grow within, or just to also navigate what your next steps are. All of those things can happen from that entry point.
Absolutely. It's like an unofficial job interview, really. This is your entry, really, when you're there. While it's not officially an interview, the fact that you're making first contact with an organization and chatting about your value proposition, when you're giving your perfect pitch, you're actually in a kind of a job interview. Unofficial as it might seem, that's basically what it is.
And to that point, maybe when you meet that person, that talent acquisition specialist or HR, they're like, oh, well, my department isn't looking, but I feel that what you're saying might be really great for what my colleagues are looking for.
Absolutely.
And that's how you stay top of mind. So just by coming and showing and being 100% there and present will really help when you're meeting the employers, and it'll feed to hopefully your future.
Absolutely.
For sure.
All right. Thank you, Valerie.
Pleasure.
So, number 22, gain insight about individual company ecosystems.
Oh, you got your favorite
I got
word.
my favorite. Ecosystems is my favorite word. This is divine intervention, but I am happy to talk about number 22, because more and more people are interested in the culture of a company. While they want a job, things like salary, of course, are driving motivators as to whether, I want to work there or not. But what's maybe even more important to people now, and this seems to come up all the time, is what's the company culture? Would I fit in? Fitting in is important on several levels. You want to go somewhere, you have the opportunity to fit in, because that will allow you to grow and to be more creative, and you're just more at ease, and you want to go somewhere where you're happy to go to work every day. So company culture is essential. It's hard to know, unless you know somebody in a company, what the company culture is. When you meet a company at a job fair or anywhere else, but a job fair is a perfect example, the interaction between the people who are there from the company, how they engage with you, their marketing materials, how they present themselves, everything that they do will speak to their company culture. And it's a good way, if you want to know, I wonder what it's like to work there, go hang out there for a little bit, go in their exhibits, stand back and see how they talk to people, talk to them yourselves. And that's a really interesting way to gain insight about a company and their culture.
If I may, when I'm new to the team, and in coming into the team, I know McGill is a huge organization, but within a huge organization, there are subdivisions like CATS, and Rosalia allowed me to come in and meet the team. It was very key for her to have me meet the team, because we're small but mighty, right? But also it was great for me to get that insight of, my manager is so open and she's so willing to have me meet everybody in true transparency, that it was just a no-brainer for me to join the team, because I got to see what I was walking into. And it happens more and more that way. And inquire. you can also inquire, can I come in and see what it looks like? Can I do a dry run and see what the commute will be? All of those factors that help you make the decision to get to your dream job or your next step is all possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I appreciated that. Thank you.
Yes, good. Are we what we claim to be?
Yes.
Okay, good.
100%.
She has to say that now.
Yes.
Well, I'm grateful. It was nice. It was nice.
Yeah. But more and more, those are not strange requests.
Exactly.
Because the ecosystem, the culture, it's paramount. And when you're making a big decision, what if you have two job offers at the same time? How do you make the decision? Well, if all other things are equal, you're going to want to know what's it like to work at that company? Can I work from home sometimes? Is it flexible? Can I have time to be creative? Is everything already set up, or do I have some say in what I do? So there's just a lot of things. Are there social activities, if that's something that interests you? Is there career development? Are there courses available? Can I go to conferences? Do they invest in employees in that way? There are so many things, and when you have the employer right in front of you, you just ask them.
And it doesn't always mean salary.
No,
it's
absolutely.
Funny, the culture that is there might not pay you as much, but it might bring you more in terms of what you can bring to the table, how much you can learn. So these are the types of questions on the 15th that you can also inquire without, being very specific in a sense of how much do you pay and do you let people take vacation, but more so, why do you enjoy working there?
Yes, absolutely.
I find that a really great question to ask you, a potential employer. What is it about this job that you like so much? Because it's a great entry point for us to know walking in what it would be like.
Yes, and thank you for bringing that up, because you'll know by the enthusiasm, right? If you ask somebody, what do you like about your job? And there's hesitancy, or it's like, well, it's, it pays the bills, or it's good. Whereas if somebody really loves their job, you're going to see it. Their eyes are going to light up, and they're going to be so happy to talk to you about it. That's a good point, yes.
And I think as candidates, sometimes you'll often forget, we always think it's the company choosing us.
Yes.
It's very much you choosing the company, so ask those questions, right? When we go back to interview questions and interview skills, it's not just the company asking you questions about yourself. You really need to take the opportunity to ask them questions about what it's like to actually work there.
Absolutely.
And it's your choice at the end of the day. It really is. It's not the employer. It's your choice.
And it's a big decision.
Yeah, for sure. Would our live audience like to select a number just to switch it up?
We have members of the live audience.
Come on over.
Sure, yes. Meet Jessica.
This is Jessica, by the
way. She works in marketing here at the SCS.
Number 39, expand your list of companies of interest.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica.
I thought you were going to give us your insight too. Okay. So it's for all of us, I guess?
You go ahead and
go for it.
Yeah. I think this is a really great one. It's somewhat self-explanatory in the sense that we usually wrap our heads or minds rather around where we want to work, and we're fixated on said thing. Accounting's come up a few times as examples, but in every human system, in every organization, there would be an accounting firm. So if you wanted to work for a specific accounting firm, this might be an opportunity for you to sit back and say, wait a minute, let me learn about all of the other companies that are also seeking that type of position. And that position is the same for everything. There's HR, there's marketing, there are many levels and different departments that could be of interest to you, and getting to practice all of the things we're talking about, understanding the company's culture, finding out now can really put a company you never heard of on your list of places you really want to be, because their culture is so inviting, because their company values really resonate with you, and you get to do something that really challenges you and you feel value doing. And by learning new companies of interest, now you've just expanded, and now you yourself will feel more motivated and excited to start looking for other companies of interest, and also plant that seed of knowing. Now you know a little bit about them. You'll join them on LinkedIn. You might start to follow them. You might start to inquire more about what it's like to be there. And before you know it, maybe that's a whole new field, if that's a possibility. And also different types of positions that are available in the scope of what you like. Right? A lot of the times we think about one type of position for what our degree or our skill set can allow. but sometimes there's a brand new wealth of information waiting for you that are very similar, but might have small changes in the job description or responsibilities for that company that allow you to do things that are more in your wheelhouse or that you wanted to always practice, but never really got the chance to. So number 39, I think, is definitely a key reason why you should come on over.
Very cool. How much time do we have? I can't really see. Okay. We could stay here all day.
Yeah.
I was just making sure. There we go.
We only have 5 minutes. Why don't you take the last one?
I think you should take the last one.
Thank
I'll
you,
take the
Heather.
second last one. There you
Okay.
go.
Wonderful. Number 17, stand out from the crowd.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
This is something, and it's something, think about it. We had an event on a couple of Fridays ago, and it was recruiters from different companies talking to our students, talking to members of the community about how to stand out. And there's so many different ways. And why is this important? The number of CVs that an employer receives for a job, sometimes it could be in the hundreds. If you don't do something, when one way is the value proposition in a perfect pitch, what's written at the top in your profile? How can you stand out? If you're just one of many hundreds, as amazing as your skills might be, you might have the right educational background, the right skills that they're looking for. You might have everything that is on the job description, but so might 20, 30 others. You need to stand out. And certainly the same thing happens at a job fair. Now you get to stand out in person. Be prepared. Look polished. Engage in conversation, not just about the job fair or the job. Talk to as many people as possible. Say things that are memorable, and that you can do through your value proposition and your perfect pitch. There are many ways that you can stand out, but think about that. In a sea of people, whether it's in person or in a sea of CVs, what can you do to make yourself stand out from the crowd? It's crucial. Especially when there's a competitive, all things are competitive, and it's just, and you know what? Don't do it by trying to be something or someone that you're not. Work on what makes you unique. Every one of us have things that make us unique. Those are the things you want to build on. That's how you want to stand out. That means being okay with being vulnerable and exposing who you are, and that's what people are looking for, not just the robotic, mechanical, same old conversation. Do something to rise above that because you have it in you to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think Zita had mentioned it earlier. I mean, it's not just about, hey, my name is Bob and I'm looking for a job. You're speaking to a person, and that person has so many things about them, interests, hobbies, why they're interested in working for the company, why they enjoy what they do. Ask them questions. Go beyond just the, hi, this is me and this is what I can do, and do you have a job for me? Absolutely. It really is about connecting with people on a personal level, so that when you do follow up with them afterwards, they remember you out of the 50 people that might have come to their table, and sometimes even hundreds.
Yes.
So make sure you stand out from the crowd.
Absolutely.
No, well said. All of the above, yes.
Fantastic. So it looks like it's that time. So before we go, we hope that you'll continue to look at our list. We're active on social media, so you'll keep getting the list coming up to you, and there's so many more. I think we probably tackled about 10 to 15. So there's 50 reasons at least that you want to be there on March 15th between 1 and 6 p.m. So if you haven't registered yet, please do so. The registration link is in the comments again, so please do so. It's coming up very quickly. We'd also like to bring to your attention other things that are coming up at CATS. So maybe everything we've said to you makes sense and it's exciting, but whenever it comes to speaking to someone you're not comfortable speaking with, maybe you get sweaty, you get uncomfortable, your voice starts to shake, right? These are all aspects of public speaking. Rosalia, would you like to?
Sure. This week we can help you with that. It's a 3-hour workshop, one on Thursday from 1 to 4 and one on Saturday from 10 to 1. And you're thinking, well, in 3 hours, let's say I'm terrified of public speaking. What on earth how could I get over that in 3 hours? Trust us.
We got you.
This is a bit of a different workshop, and it's really about using the voice you have, finding your own voice and using that effectively. And trust me, You will improve your public speaking. You will enhance it. You'll surprise yourself after these 3 hours. I hope you join us.
Fantastic. Looks like we got a last minute comment or question.
Yes.
I can't really see.
It says, hello? I'm sorry, I'm trying to read it. What?
Watching from?
Park Extension. Oh, hello.
Oh, fantastic.
Hi there in Park Extension.
Thanks for tuning in. And lastly, we also have job fair prep sessions.
Yes.
So we have 3 sessions, March 5th, 7th, and 12th, that are designed to help you. We'll have recruiters there to help facilitate how you're going to navigate the job fair and give you much needed skills for the day.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Follow us on your social. We've
Yes.
got tons of social media. We'll add all those links in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So keep in touch, and we hope to see you all soon.
And if you're in Park Extension, go have some Greek food for me at my favorite place.
Ooh, me too.
Yeah.
I would
We're
say
talking about the
Indian.
same thing. Bye.
Okay.